Today we're going to be making a fall centerpiece with an aluminum tin. We'll be using sunflowers, roses, 2 different varieties of mums, a pine cone, and some ribbon. We'll probably add in some hypericum once we get to that finishing point. We're going to start by using 3/4 of a brick of foam, and we'll bevel the edges so that we have a little bit more surface area to work with as we start to green. We'll set the height of the arrangement using our greenery, which today we're going to use variegated pittosporum. This is variegated Italian pittosporum, so the leaves are a lot smaller. We're going to set the height of the arrangement about the same height as the container. And then we're going to start adding the pittosporum around that beveled edge of the greenery, setting the shape of the arrangement, which is going to be a round shape. And we'll start also collaring with the greenery up above the container opening. Try to evenly distribute the pittosporum around the opening of the container by creating that collar. You don't have to worry too much about covering all the foam as of right now. We just kind of want to make our shape and get the arrangement started so we can put flowers in. Now we're going to start by placing our pine cone into the arrangement. The pine cone's been glued and taped to hide the dowel, and we'll cut off about 1 inch or 2 of that dowel so that it shortens the stem a little bit, and insert it into one side of the arrangement going at a 45-degree angle. Now we're going to start with our focal flower of the arrangement, which is going to be our sunflower. Both of them are going to be cut about the same height, and they're going to go in the center of each side of the arrangement. This is going to be a 2-sided arrangement, so we want to make sure that we have a focal point on both sides. So we'll cut that stem about 3 inches and then insert it right into the center of both sides of the arrangement. Now we're going to start with our roses. We're going to use 3 roses in this arrangement. These are some beautiful orange roses. Where we'll start with the middle one, and make sure that you remove your guard petals because they can sometimes be a little bit ugly. Once you remove those, the flower tends to open up a little bit more. We're going to place the first one right into the center of the arrangement next to that pine cone. It's going to be about a head taller, a rose head taller than the sunflower, and stick right above that. Then we'll place our second one right next to that center sunflower at a 45-degree angle. This rose is kind of shadowed by the first one. The third rose, we're going to turn our arrangement round, and we're going to put it next to the other sunflower, kind of in front of where that pine cone is. And it also will sit at a 45-degree angle. Cut the shorter stem at a 45-degree, remove those guard petals, and then insert it right next to the sunflower. going to add a little accent with the ribbon. I've taken about a yard of fall ribbon and cut it in half. I've made a loop with the tail and wired it on some wire and taped it, and I'm going to insert it at the base of the pine cone on both sides. So it creates a little interest right there where the pine cone is, draws your eye in a little with that colored ribbon. Next step is to add some of the mums that we have. We have two different types and colors of mums. First one is a rust colored daisy mum. We're going to put them in groups of about 3. A lot of times I will just strip off the smaller ones off the sides and use like a center. You can also use all the ones that you stripped off to bundle together or bunch together in other areas of the arrangement. Anything that you don't use, make sure you put in the plant hospital. As you see, I've grouped 4 of these mums together and kept them on one stem just because it works with the height of the arrangement. And I'll do the same thing on the other side to make sure that the color is balanced. I'm using some of those single stems that I stripped off from before and bunched them into groups of 3 and fill in spaces, making sure that the color is balanced throughout. The same process with the button mums, inserting them in groups of 3 and making sure that it's balanced throughout. I've decided just to add a little accent with the hypericum berries. I'm going to strip off the leaves of the hypericum stems because they tend to wilt really quickly. We're going to insert those near the focal point on both sides of the arrangement. So it's going to be right near that sunflower. So it draws a little bit more attention and a little pop of that red color on both sides. So you want to make sure that all your mechanics are covered. If you see any spaces where you see the foam, you can use greenery or some of your filler flowers to cover that up. Once you have your foam and mechanics all covered, you want to spray the whole arrangement lightly with Crowning Glory, and then spray the leaves with Leaf Shine. Don't forget to add your card and cardette. Once that's done, you're ready to deliver.